Okay, well, I don't want to make everyone wait. So welcome everyone to the first in a series of webinars and in-person presentations in the future that are designed to broaden your knowledge and increase your financial literacy. Today, we will be talking about some of the ways you can increase your online safety and avoid the digital pitfalls that are becoming more and more common. Today, we'll be discussing how to avoid some of these pitfalls, lies about your computer software, how to avoid donation scams, phony links in emails, fake alerts and threats, spoofing popular websites or companies, fake web addresses, and social media traps. I'm sure everyone has heard the term cybersecurity, but what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is how to avoid online identity theft. Online identity theft is an internet fraud that results in acquiring your data, such as unique logins and passwords, usernames, banking information, or credit card numbers. Moreover, it is theft of your financial identity. How do we keep ourselves safe? You play a really important role in keeping yourself safe, and awareness is the key. Trust your suspicions. Internet criminals might even call you on the phone and offer to help solve your unknown computer problems. They might warn you of viruses or speed slowdowns if you don't do something right now. They might try to sell you a software license or an agreement to assist you periodically. In most cases, neither Microsoft nor Apple make unsolicited phone calls to charge you for computer security or software fixes. Phishing scams. What are phishing scams? These are emails or pop-ups on websites that are asking you to click a link. Be on guard if you receive an email you are not expecting, even if it looks legitimate. Check the email address of the sender to make sure it's coming from where it says it is. You can do this by clicking on the email address in the email. If it doesn't appear to be from the source it says it's from, report the email and delete it. Internet criminals will also often use slightly altered web addresses that resemble the names of well-known companies. For example, Microsoft versus Microsoft. Scam artists use graphics and email that appear to be connected to legitimate websites like Facebook or your bank. How do they achieve this? Using fake logos to request your login and password, you are directed to phony scam sites or legitimate looking pop-up windows to ask for your financial information. The next question really is, are you expecting this email? Are you expecting a gift card? Are you expecting this invoice from someone? Did you ask someone for a quote? Should you be giving a password update for something? Why is this email asking you to confirm your email? If you receive an email message you're not expecting, for example, from a charitable organization asking for money concerning a news event, such as a natural disaster, a national election, or a change in the world financial system, don't open any attachments or click any links. Search for the organization through a browser like Google and make sure the request is legitimate before doing anything. Some thieves will use threats that your Hotmail, Google, Facebook, or bank account will be closed if you don't respond to an email message. Internet criminals often use threats and urgency that your security has been compromised to gain access to your information. The best thing you can do is use common sense. If you did not sign up for this class action lawsuit, you are probably not entitled to the payout. If you see a link in a suspicious email, don't click on it. These links might also lead you to a .exe file, which is known to spread malicious software on your computer. The link looks like it will take you to a website, but it will actually download malicious software. Here's an example of an actual email I received. It passed my spam filters and was in my inbox. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but check this out. My late father deposited the sum of US $13 million with a finance company. They were killed by a missile strike in Ukraine by Russian soldiers. I'm hoping you can be trusted with the high risk of staying in my country. This is not money laundering. Boy, oh boy, is this a lot of red flags. It is a request from out of country, which I could not even deal with. They're using Ukraine to garner sympathy. They're using the word trust in the email, and they're actually saying this would not be money laundering. Red flag after red flag. Here's another one. This email is for your urgent attention. I decided to contact you so you can be present as the next of kin. This email is actually someone asking me to commit fraud for them so they can steal someone's estate. Kindly contact me by sending your full name, house address, age, occupation, mobile phone number, WhatsApp number by email to enable me to respond to you with more details and follow-up. Although this one is pretty obvious, often these emails are just sent to see if your email is live, if someone is checking it. If you were to respond, even maybe to mess with them, even to ask you to take them off your mailing list, this may trigger even more junk and scam emails because they now know that there is a person at the other end. So let's keep our private information private. Who here has ever done one of those Facebook quizzes that asks you all sorts of fun details about your life? Sharing that personal information, most of it is personally identifiable information. Do not reveal any PPI or sensitive information online. Avoid posting anything that could be used for an attack against or to steal your identity. Avoid posting your birth date, information that could be used for a security question, your address, or your family members' names and their roles in your life. And here's an example. We don't usually play these, but why not? Where did you grow up? What's your favorite color? Your first pet's name? These questions are often designed to collect data so a scammer can guess your passwords and security questions on banking and other sites. Stop giving people your personal info to guess your password and security. So how do we keep our data safe? One of the simplest things we can do is keep a strong password or passphrase. Use different passwords and passphrases for different accounts. If you are having trouble managing it all, you might want to use a password manager. We use LastPass as our password manager because, as you can imagine, I have 1,000, what feels like 1,000 different logins, and all of them have to have a unique password. A password manager can allow you to keep all your complex passwords in one place, and you just have to remember your one master password. Some people keep their passwords written down on paper. This is an excellent way to make sure that no one can discover it online. Just make sure to put it somewhere out of sight so it's not discoverable in person if someone's in your house. Make sure your passwords are complex enough. The length should be 8 to 16 characters or longer, and it should have different character types. So here's an example. Where, oh, where has my little one gone? WOWHML1G question mark. It has upper and lower case. It has a number in it, and it has a question mark. This would be a very difficult password to guess. What has happened with lots of financial institutions and other organizations that have a lot of your personal information is they are asking for multi-factor authentication. It may seem like kind of a pain. It requires a password and then a code that will be emailed or texted to you at the number they have on file. If you have an app on your phone, you might get a pop-up requesting confirmation that this is actually you logging in. But what happens if someone gets hold of your password and there's no other barrier to your banking or other sensitive information? You have to rely on your complex password and protection provided by the multi-factor authentication. With targeted attacks on websites containing sensitive information on the rise, we can use MFA to at least make it more difficult for them to access our information. The other thing is multi-factor authentication often times out. So if it sends it to you, it will often say, this is only good for 5 minutes, or this is only good for 10 minutes. And then you have to have it sent again. This is just one more way that it makes it difficult to access. So what happens if I get compromised? Social media hacks feel like they're on the rise. And there are really two kinds. Have you been hacked or have you been mirrored? If your account has been hacked, you won't be able to get in. Can you still log into your account? If yes, then what's actually happening is someone has downloaded images from your existing social media to pretend to be you to gain access to your contacts. They have mirrored your profile. If your contacts accept their friend requests, they can access their friend lists and send out links similar to the ones we see in spam emails. Again, if you get a questionable friend request from someone you were pretty sure you were already friends with, or you get a notice that says, is this you? Click this link. Don't click the link. Report the scammer and ask your friends to report them, your friends on social media. Email. The question is, I clicked a link and now I'm getting a lot of spam on my my contacts are getting a lot of spam. Usually the result of hacking is more spam. Very occasionally, clicking the link and following the instructions will result in the scammer taking control of your email. If that happens, inform your contacts as soon as possible and report it to your email provider. This summer, as Shaw and Rogers were merging, a new scam emerged. The email said, in order to ensure there is no interruption in your service, follow the simple steps below. If you clicked the link, it took you to a site that looked very official, had the Shaw logo on it, and was requesting that you simply enter your email address and click submit. What happened next is that you would stop receiving emails altogether. The scammer would have hacked your email through malicious software in the first link, and the submit button would have given them more access to take it over. Next, your contacts would get an email about how your niece was in a financial crisis and asked to send Amazon gift cards to an email or a physical address. So now your email has been taken over, rerouted, and they are sending emails to all your email contacts. What you should do next is contact your provider. Shaw was the provider in this case, and tell them what's happened. They should then shut the email down. But then you would be reaching out to everyone you could think of to inform them it was a scam and not to send gift cards to your imaginary niece. Those 2 clicks, one to go to the website and the other to submit your email address, would have led to this debacle. Scammers make it so easy. It can happen to anyone. I get an email every month from NMAX that says, click the link to view your bill. And I found myself about to click the link, even as I was preparing this webinar. What if one of those emails was not from NMAX? As cyber attacks get more sophisticated, it may not be possible to stop them. One of our providers this year was hacked. Both InvestorCom and LastPass were hacked this year. If one of your providers has been hacked, they should be informing you of the attack, telling you what they are doing to prevent it from happening again, and then giving you some credit monitoring or another program to allow you to track your credit. Some providers may also give you insurance to cover any losses that happen because of the breach. When LastPass, the password keeper I mentioned, and InvestorCom, which is a large third-party provider to investment companies that provides data storage and newsletters, had breaches this year, both of the companies that were impacted were transparent and did their best to provide us with an update on how they were going to make sure it never happened again. And in InvestorCom's situation, the companies impacted were offering both credit monitoring and some protection against any future identity theft. One of the options a company may give you is free credit monitoring if you are hacked or if they are hacked. But you can also sign up for credit monitoring through one of the companies here. Credit monitoring allows you to watch your credit for new accounts opening in your name. It can flag anything new, and you can also freeze your credit so no new credit can be opened with your personal information. If you believe your personal information has been compromised, you could freeze your credit while you went through the process of getting a new social insurance number and ID. Some home insurance can actually cover you for identity theft, but it's your responsibility to request the coverage and understand what it's covered. Reach out and speak to your home insurance provider today to see if you are covered for identity theft under your home insurance policy. In Canada, you're also entitled to one free credit check per year. This can be done through TransUnion and sometimes right through your banking links. This allows you a free look at the accounts that are in your name just to check in. One thing I found when I did my free credit check a few years ago is that an IKEA card that I had opened in 2005 and I thought closed in 2006 was still active on my credit. I reached out to TransUnion and had it corrected. Thank you. That concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, you can add them in the chat or request that I unmute you so you can ask the question. If you don't want to ask it here, please email them to me. But I'm now going to open it up to ask if anybody has any questions or would like to make any comments. Okay, well, it doesn't appear to be that there are any questions. Oh, we have a chat. So I have a question here, and it says, can I buy protection for this? You can purchase credit monitoring yourself. It's not a lot of money. You can also buy protection from your home insurance provider. But buying insurance individually on your credit can come with some pitfalls. So I do suggest that if you are going to look into just buying creditor protection or identity theft protection, that you're really reading the policy well.